Hey gang, it's Tim. Welcome to 15 Minutes of Fixing Your Digital Agency Lead Gen. I'm super excited you're here. Thanks for stopping by. During this 15-minute presentation, I'm going to share the first of the three secrets that it takes to create a scalable, profitable, joy-creating, metal testing, sale-worthy, proud parent-feeling, client-serving agency, even if you just started today. Now, using this proven lead gen framework, you can actually scale your agency without investors or huge marketing budgets or honestly driving yourself crazy. Now, a little bit about me. I've been in digital marketing since 1997. I've started 3 agencies and 4 companies. I've been a client-side CMO, so I've hired agencies. I've run agency divisions. I've been acquired by agencies. I've done a lot of great stuff in my career, and I've been very, very lucky. But I've also made a huge number of mistakes, an unbelievable number of mistakes. And it's through those mistakes that I've been able to do 2 things. Number one, I've got all this gray hair in my beard, and that's authentic, real gray hair that is born out by making all these mistakes. But by making all these mistakes, I actually sort of whittled away everything that doesn't work. So I do understand the 3 secrets to scaling an agency business. But today I just want to focus on one of them. Now, there's a lot to think about across all of them, but really just one, okay? Here it is. You need clients. Wow, I know. You were all shocked. You know, the hair's blown back. You're amazed. You didn't know that before, right? But of course you did. Everybody needs clients. But let me tell you why you need clients in the frame of lead generation. So if you want your agency revenue chart to look like this and to have this unbelievably exuberant expression like this guy, you have got to have a way to scale your agency lead generation, because those leads become clients, those clients become customers, and they pay you and they stay for a long time, and you create great relationships and generate magnificent results for them. But you need to be able to scale that up, because if you want to create an agency of scale, and let's call scale anything that is twice as big as you are now, or if you want to create an agency that you are able to put up for sale, you need to solve this problem of generating business. You have to solve this problem. And the first part of that business generation piece is, frankly, being able to generate leads when you need them. Now, before we go any further, I do want to talk about referrals, because I work with a lot of agencies and they are so proud to tell me that referrals are their best and biggest source of new business. Now, don't get me wrong. I love referrals. I work with a lot of agencies. If you know of any agencies that need help, have them call me. I would super appreciate the referral. That's great. But the big issue with referrals is they're not scalable. There is no lever that you can pull to double, triple, or quadruple the number of referrals you get this month. Or if you are thinking about trying to sell your agency and the acquirer wants to know how you develop business, you say, oh, we get a lot of referrals. Well, that's great. That means they know that you have not figured out the secrets of scale, right? So referrals are wonderful, great things that are your reward for the great work you do and the good efforts you put out into the world, but they don't scale. So you need to create a scalable solution. And the framework that we're going to put together and we're talking about right now, work through any channel, any digital channel, any offline channel, direct mail, LinkedIn, stories, Bing ads, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm not teaching you the secrets of the Facebook pixel that will only let, clients who have money in their hand come to your site, nor am I telling you the secret, magical, modified, broad match, negative word in AdWords that will get the best customers to come to your site. That's not what we're doing. This isn't tactical. This is a strategic framework that we're going to go through. Also, this framework that we're going to go through also works in every industry. If you're targeting dentists or doctors or insurance agents or e-commerce or pool guys or restaurants or chemical companies or whatever, this framework will work. In my 21 years in business, I have not found an industry that this essential framework does not work to generate leads. Now, the result of this framework will be leads in your inbox or in your salesperson's inbox, that these leads will have budgets and they'll be in market for your services and they'll be predisposed to wanting to work with you. And that, my friends, as far as I can tell, is the definition of the perfect lead, right? All right, so are you ready? We're going to get down to the nitty gritty. Here's how it works. First of all, rule number one, it's not a lesson, it's a rule. You need to market from the outside in. Agency owners and executives and leaders are rightfully enchanted by their culture and their core values and their process. Those are all wonderful things, but many agencies sort of miss the mark because they go to market with those as their leading differentiators, or that's their lead. You should work with us because we have a great process, or you should work with us because we have a culture that rewards innovation, or whatever the case may be. But your culture, your process, your core values, those are the things that enable your employees to do great work and generate great results. And when it comes right down to it, that is what your customers buy. They buy great results. They buy the solution to their pain. And it doesn't matter if you're a marketing agency or a creative agency, they're buying what you do that helps them. They use things like your culture and your process and your values as justifying points to purchase your services. And your services aren't what you do, it's the results that they give. So it's very important throughout this process that you are always, always thinking about the pain of your customer, not the awesomeness of what you do. So you have to present everything as part of the result set. And I know that's hard to wrap your head around. But always remember, it's the customer who's making the decision to buy, and they're buying your services as a solution to their problems. They're not buying your culture or your process. They're buying relief from their pain. Okay. Now, this, believe it or not, MA plus E equals C, this is the whole secret right here. This is the lead gen framework that will work across any industry. And it's such a good formula, frankly, that I thought Einstein should be associated with it, but he's not. He looks smarter than I am, so I put that picture in. This is the Kilroy theory, but basically marketing amplitude plus envelopment equals customers. That's it. It's really simple. Keep it in the back of your mind. We're going to walk through this so you get this sort of step by step, but keep the formula in your head because it can remind you where you've gone wrong later on. All right. Now, this whole thing starts with an ideal client profile. That, by the way, is one of the other secrets, one of the 3 secrets to creating a saleable, scalable agency is having an ideal client profile. But an ideal client profile, we can talk about it, but we're going to talk about it here, but you can set up a session with me or whatever, or email me. But an ideal client profile is essentially a description of the person that you want to be doing business with. And you can have many of those. You can have them across multiple verticals, but inside every one of the verticals, you need to have a particular target. For every marketing exercise that you do, you need to have one target in mind, okay? So it starts with the ideal customer profile. Now, the ideal customer there could be thousands of them out there, right? There could be, if you are targeting plumbers, there could be 20 million plumbers in the United States. I don't know. You should be aware that some of your ideal customers are ready to buy right now. Some are ready to buy then, and others are ready to buy later. The great thing about this framework is it allows those customers who are ready to buy now to jump to the front. It helps those customers who are going to buy then, it helps them get acquainted with you and get comfortable so that they can make a purchase decision. And the customers that are going to buy later, it keeps you in their mind as part of the consideration set so that you can be in the game when it's time for them to buy. All right? So we've got this ideal customer profile. What we want to do is create content that lets them know that we understand their pain and have a solution. I think the term of art these days is pre-engagement selling content or something. But basically, this is to make this really simple. This is content that says, customer that I'm reaching out to, I understand the business problems that you have. Here's my solution. It solves your pain. So for those customers that have that pain, that content will resonate with them. They will be engaged by it. Now, if they're engaged by it, we need to give them some kind of reason to engage with us. So we need to create lead magnets or bribes to subscribe, whatever you want to call them. But basically, this is some sort of way for them to exchange information with us so that we now have permission to talk to them. Now, we want to take this content that we've created, this pain-solving content that is attached to engagement points, and we want to blow it up. We want to amplify it through every marketing channel that there is. Now, you are digital agencies. You probably have an amazing facility in one or many of these channels. So you need to figure out how to target your ideal client, promote your content through paid media, through organically shared media, through your employees sharing through their social media channels, but you need to find a way to push it out into the world. Now, why am I focusing on paid media here? I'm focused on paid media for this reason. If you want to create something of scale that is worthy of a sale, you need to be able to prove that you can do this when you need to. Paid media is something that you can control. And as you get better at this, you can control the economics of it. So you don't have to think we need a $50,000 marketing budget to get 200 leads or whatever. You need to be thinking about this in terms of how much do I spend to acquire a customer and ensuring that you get that much back right away. Then you have created essentially a self-fulfilling cycle, right? You're spending money to generate customers that pay you money. Then you can reinvest that money back into getting other customers. And that is the key to scale, because you can't scale effort. You can't scale organic sharing. You can't scale virality on purpose, but you can scale paid media. So finding a paid media strategy to amplify your content is key. It is the number one thing that we have to do here, because we've got to get this content that proves our value out in front of as many ideal customers as possible. And paid media is the only reliable way to scale that. By the way, paid media could also be direct mail. It could be billboards. It could be anything, but any place where if you can spend a little bit and get a little bit, you can spend more and get more. You need to find that formula, because that is the secret to creating an agency that can scale and is worthy of a sale. Now, once we have amplified our content, we need to leverage that content through either one-to-many emails or one-to-one emails, so that we are asking questions to our customers to make sure that they have the pain that we can solve and that they are aware that we can solve it. Right? So, and if you look at this, what we've done is we've taken the ideal client, we've surrounded them with content, surrounded them with engagement opportunities, and then we've expanded that so we're capturing as many of versions of the ideal client as we possibly can. And now we are engaging them with them directly, either one-to-many or one-to-one, sharing that content, reiterating, enveloping them in our value proposition. And by the way, that's where your sales start to happen. But now what we want to do is we want to create some sort of effective retargeting solution. And obviously retargeting, everybody thinks of display advertising, but it needn't be display advertising. It could be direct mail follow-up. It could be, it could be podcasts. It could be video advertising. It could be multiple things targeted at that right audience. But what we've done here is we've created content that solves pain, an engagement point, an amplification through our paid media channels, a reality check touch point, re-engagement point through one-to-many or one-to-one emails. And now we are going to keep in front of that customer through retargeting or remarketing or re-engagement possibilities, right? So it doesn't have to be display advertising, but that's the most obvious. So essentially what we've done is we've created this single engagement point. We're amplifying it so the customer sees it out in the market, whether or not they engage during this amplification. If they've already engaged once, doesn't matter. But through our one-to-one emails, one-to-many emails, and through our remarketing, in whatever form that takes, we are going to envelop the customer in our messaging, right? And through our direct communications, we are asking them incredibly simple questions like, is this your pain? By the way, we can solve it, right? And then finally, as sort of the last bit, as the real world retargeting, is you need to be able to get to a physical place at least once a year where you can touch your customers, where you can meet them. So it could be a meetup, it could be a trade show, it could be their industry trade show, whatever it may be. You need to follow up this electronic asynchronous communication with real world engagement. And the great thing is that before trade show or real world engagement, you can actually repeat the cycle multiple times, and in fact you must. So in order to get a customer to sort of go from aware of you to buying, you're probably going to have to go through this process, at least one time. We're touching them 3 times in rapid succession, and that will have an impact on the now customers. For the then customers, you're probably going to have to go through this process twice or 6 times maybe. So you're touching them 6 times before you're having that sort of one-to-one or one-to-many engagement. And for the later customers, it's going to be much more like you're doing this all year long, and they will finally get back to you after multiple touches. Now, that's essentially the framework. So we've taken content that proves we can solve their pain. We've got them to engage with it. We've amplified that engagement to make a bigger crowd. Then we've started asking them questions directly in one-to-one and one-to-many emails. And then we've started retargeting, and hopefully we get to see them in person in some place. But at every touch point, every time we touch them, we need to find some way to revalidate the supposition of their pain and our solution, right? So asking really simple questions during your engagement or your follow-ups, it's really simple. You need more leads? We can help. Do you need a better branding solution so you can attract a different kind of customer? We can help. And that's it. So in 15 minutes, we have actually gone through from soup to nuts the framework of how to create a scalable lead generation solution. And again, this will work in whatever agency you are, across whatever media pieces that you choose for clients that you want. And now what I would love is for you to book a 30-minute acceleration call with me so that we can actually see if there's a way that this framework or the multiple other frameworks I have around finding the ideal client or closing business or running operations can help you create a saleable, scalable agency. That's my job. That's what I do. And so you can actually book right down here. Click on the button below this video. It'll take you to a quick application and then to a booking page. And the call is free, not a hard sale. And I promise at the end of it, you will come away with at least one actionable thing that you can do right after the call to make your agency closer to being an agency that is fully scalable and saleable. Thanks so much. My name is Tim Kilroy. It's been my pleasure talking to you. Have a great day.